Hi everyone, it's time for our weekly big match preview for Aston Villa versus Newcastle. And so let's take a closer look as the team battle to secure a spot in the UEFA Champions League. With broken hearts, an abject Aston Villa side must quickly move on from their gut-wrenching Champions League exit when they host Newcastle United in the Premier League blockbuster on Saturday evening. The Lions' extremely variance effort were for nothing against Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday evening, but the Magpies were irresistible in a 5-0 slaughter of Crystal Palace the day after. And for the head-to-head record, the historical rivalry between Aston Villa and Newcastle has produced some thrilling encounters. Newcastle have had the upper hand in recent meetings, but Villa will be eager to turn the tide at home. Aston Villa and Newcastle have faced each other 55 times in the Premier League, with Newcastle holding the edge with 27 wins and Villa 12 wins with 16 draws. However, Villa have a strong record at home. The reverse fixture at St. James's Park in December 2024 ended in a 3-0 win for Newcastle. Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, and Joe Linton all scored for Newcastle. And for the team news, Aston Villa manager Unai Emery has a fully fit squad at his disposal. The Spaniard might be tempted to rotate his side with another midweek fixture against Manchester City on the horizon, and Marco Asensio, Tyrone Mings, Jacob Ramsey, and Oli Watkins could all come into the team. Newcastle United head coach Eddie Howe is still recovering from pneumonia, so Jason Tender will continue to lead the side. The Magpies have no fresh injury concerns and could name the same starting 11 for the 7th successive match. Steven Botman and Jamal Lascelles have both been earmarked to return in May, but Lewis Hall will not feature again this season. So the Predator lineups and tactical setup. Aston Villa will line up in a 4-2-3-1. So Martinez will be in post. The back four will be Cash, Kwanzaa, Torres, and Dini. Kamara and Telemans will be the defensive midfielders. McGinn, Rogers, and Rashford will be the attacker midfielders, and Watkins will lead the lines. So Villa are likely to deploy a 4-2-3-1 formation, focusing on maintaining possession and exploiting the flanks, with Rogers and Rashford supporting Watkins up front. For Newcastle, they will line up in a 4-3-3. So Pope will be in post. Trippier, Shah, Ben, Livramento will be the back four. Guimaraes, Tonali, and Joe Linton, the midfield three. Murphy, Isak, and Barnes will lead the lines. So Newcastle are expected to line up in a 4-3-3, emphasizing quick transitions and utilizing the pace of Isak and Barnes to stretch Villa's defense. And so AMB football prediction for Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Both of these sides head into the final weeks of the campaign in excellent form, with a rare chance of UEFA Champions League qualification, and the visitors could finish as high as runners-up this season too. Aston Villa will look to capitalize on their home advantage and recent form, while Newcastle will aim to continue their impressive run and secure a vital away win. Expect an open and competitive game, with both teams likely to adopt an attacking approach. The match could hinge on moments of individual brilliance, particularly from the likes of Watkins and Isak. Given the current form and home advantage, Aston Villa might edge a close contest. And AMB Football predicts Aston Villa 3, Newcastle United 2. This is simply because the two teams are on form. They are in excellent form, and they are all playing a good attacking football. And so it's going to be an interesting game on Saturday evening. And especially when the two are contesting for the Champions League spot, it's going to be fireworks. And as it was mentioned in the preview, you realize that Aston Villa will be focusing on possession, maintaining possession, yeah, and then using the flanks, using Rogers, Rashford to support Watkins. At the same time, Newcastle will also focus on quick transitions and utilizing the pace of Isak and Barnes to try and stretch Aston Villa defense so that they can get the win. But with Aston Villa home advantage is the reason why AMB Football thinks it's going to be a close contest with Aston Villa edging this particular game. And so, guys, this is the big match preview of the week for Aston Villa versus Newcastle. And you don't want to miss it, guys. You really don't want to miss it. Even Liverpool can win the league this weekend if Arsenal lose to Ipswich and Liverpool win against Leicester. Then the league is over. So, guys, until I come your way with another big match preview, enjoy the video and enjoy the rest of your day.